A very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vadwa. Let's get your top story. Heavy showers have led to waterlogging in several areas of Delhi and the NCR region in the wake of heavy rainfall. The Disaster Management Authority of the city has advised all corporate offices and private institutions in Gurgaon to shift to work from home format so that traffic congestion can be avoided and repair work can be done. The Delhi-Gurugram expressway on Thursday was seen submerged after Delhi NCR witnessed incessant rain. The pedestrians were strolling through knee-deep rainwater while the vehicles on the route moved at a snail's speed. Gurugram on Thursday received 54 millimeters of rainfall. Wazirabad received 60 millimeters of rainfall. Meanwhile, schools across Noida and Ghaziabad for classes 1 to 8, those classes will remain shut today. Gurgaon has advised people to work from home instead and avoid stepping out. This is the last spell before monsoon says its final goodbye to the northwest plains of the country. There's an interaction between a western disturbance and there's also a low pressure area, which is the reason why that the monsoon withdrawal process has been delayed. Usually monsoon withdraws around the 17th and a week from then from Delhi. So its technical date is around now, but we're seeing heavy showers. Those are moderate in nature, at least over the next 3 days. That is what the forecast looks like at the moment. There's also a lot of moisture supply that's coming in from the Arabian Sea, and that's continuing. The southwest monsoon has withdrawn from the western part of Rajasthan as well as Kutch, and that happened 3 days after its normal date of the 17th of September. So the withdrawal from Delhi has been delayed, which is why we're seeing this last spell before monsoon says goodbye. When we talk about the temperature in the national capital, it's 28 degrees, 7 degrees cooler than it should be at this point in time. Moderate rainfall from now till about Sunday. The temperature will start inching back up to about 31 degrees on Monday and 34 by Tuesday, and that's when the rain situation will be under control. To find out what the situation is like this morning, we have my colleague Akshay Dongre joining us. Akshay, rain leading to massive waterlogging and thus traffic snarls. What's the situation in the national capital this morning?
Well, the heavy rains have stopped, Divya. In fact, it is drizzling right now, but the waterlogging situation hasn't improved much as far as the condition that was yesterday is concerned. The condition almost remains the same. I'm right now not in a low-lying area. I'm right now in Vasant Kunj. That is part of, that is in South Delhi. And this is perhaps one of the most posh areas of the national capital as well. But still, if you can see behind me, there is heavy waterlogging here as well. In fact, as far as you can see in my background, there is water. The water has stopped not just here in Vasant Kunj, but almost in every other part of the national capital. And this is due to the underpreparedness of the municipal corporation department, which despite year after year facing similar kind of challenges in the monsoon season, has yet again failed to stay ready as far as the drainages are concerned. There have been seen heavy clogging in a lot of drainages, and that has resulted in a lot of waterlogging across the national capital. And this is not just Delhi we are talking about. We're talking about the entire NCR area. In fact, in Gurgaon, yesterday, the traffic was extremely heavy. People had to wait in traffic for up to 2 hours to travel from the national capital to Gurgaon and vice versa. And this was clearly due to the waterlogging that was there as well on the Delhi-Gurugram expressway. Today, the traffic isn't that much because the people have started to just leave from their homes to reach their offices. However, the Gurugram Disaster Management Authority has already issued an advisory. They have already issued a statement notice to private offices stating that the people who can work from home should be allowed to work from home for today. And the educational institutes have been shut to ensure that traffic congestion remains low and there should not be any inconvenience to people who have to travel from Delhi to Gurgaon or from Gurgaon to Delhi for work, especially for the emergency services.
Actually, when you talk about schools being closed in Noida and Gurugram, what about the schools in the national capital?
Well, no advisory, no such advisory has as of now been issued by the Delhi government because as far as other Gurugram and Noida authorities are concerned, they specifically mentioned about schools being closed. But in Delhi, it's a day as usual. And while most problem are there in Gurgaon and Noida because many of the students have to travel from Delhi to Noida and from Delhi to Gurgaon. In Delhi, when we talk about within the state, within the union territory travel, the Delhi government has as of now not shut the schools.
Right, so the schools aren't shut, and it's Gurugram where the offices have been advised to work. The employees have been asked to work from home, and that advisory doesn't apply to the national capital. Akshay? So,
yes, exactly, Divya. No such advisory has been issued. No such advisory has been issued by the Delhi government as of now.
Right, so heavy rainfall that we've seen in the last 24 hours, 54 millimeters of rainfall that was recorded in Gurugram, and this is absolutely at the fag end of the monsoon season. Like I said, the withdrawal process has been delayed, and that's because of the moisture that's being added from the Arabian Seas. There were two weather systems coming in together while the monsoon season is still going on. The withdrawal process did start on the 20th, 3 days after its usual date from the western part of Rajasthan, and then the monsoon gradually takes about 5 to about 7 days before it starts to withdraw from the national capital. This time around, we've seen that there has been a 38% deficit as far as the monsoon season is concerned. Overall, the monsoon is doing well as far as the country is concerned, but in Delhi and adjoining areas, whether it's Punjab, monsoon hasn't been doing well. But this last spell that we're seeing is impacting adjoining areas as well. So Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, as well as Delhi, seeing a lot of showers coming in, and that is what it's looking like over the next 3 days. A moderate rainfall over the next 3 days, which is why the temperature is down to about 7 to 8 degrees below the norm for this time of the year. So a word of caution to all the commuters getting out this morning. Keep in mind there will be delays, traffic snarls and traffic jams on the way. Schools have been shut in Noida as well as Gurugram for classes 1 to 8. We have my colleague Ravish joining us also. He will be getting us an account of the situation. This is on account of the way it's been raining over the last 24 hours. We saw dramatic visuals of people wading through knee-deep water in Gurugram yesterday. Those are visuals on your screen coming from Gurugram yesterday when people had to wade through knee-deep water, cars stuck. A lot of damage there, and of course a lot of inconvenience created on account of the monsoon, which refuses to leave. It hasn't fared well over the monsoon season, but now we're getting that last spell from the monsoon. We have Ravish joining us at this moment. Ravish, it's drizzling at the moment. That's what Akshay told us. He is in the southern part of the national capital. Exactly where are you, and what's the situation like at the moment?
आज देखिए, मैं इस वक्त दिल्ली गुड़गांव एक्सप्रेसवे पर मौजूद हूं, जहां की तस्वीर आप लोग टीवी स्क्रीन पर देख रहे होंगे। कल देर शाम को यहां पर बहुत ज़्यादा जो है वो पानी भरा हुआ था। आज हालांकि थोड़ी सी राहत की बात है कि बारिश कम हुई है, तो इसके वजह से ट्रैफिक स्मूथ नज़र आ रहा है आपको एक्सप्रेसवे पर, और उस तरीके से जलभराव नहीं है। लेकिन अगर हम यहाँ से, जैसे दिल्ली और गुड़गांव के बॉर्डर से अगर हम जयपुर की ओर आगे बढ़ते हैं, तो वहाँ से खबरें हैं कि अभी भी तमाम सारी जगहों पर जलभराव, और ख़ास तौर पर अगर गुड़गांव के अंदरूनी इलाकों की बात करें तो वहाँ पर कई सारी जगहों पर जो है वो अभी भी पानी भरा हुआ है। हालांकि प्रशासन उसको हटाने की तैयारी कर रहा है कि किसी भी तरीके से पानी को निकाला जाए, लेकिन उसके बावजूद तमाम सारी जगहों पर जो है वो अभी भी जो वाटर लॉगिंग है वो हमें दिख रही है। कई सारे लोग फ़ोन करके बता रहे हैं, कई ऐसे भी इलाके हैं गुड़गांव के जहाँ पर घंटों से बिजली नहीं आ रही है। तो ये सारी जो दिक्कतें हैं वो मौजूद हैं, और यही वजह रही कि कल जिस तरीके से बारिश हुई, गुड़गांव के प्रशासन ने, चूँकि यहाँ पर मिलेनियम सिटी कहा जाता है इसको, तमाम सारी बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियाँ हैं, तो उन कंपनियों को ये सलाह दी गई कि जो उनके जो कर्मचारी हैं, जो वर्कर हैं, वो ना आए ऑफिस, और बाकायदा जो है वो घर से काम करें। वो और स्कूल भी आज बंद कर दिए गए हैं। प्रशासन का ये कहना है कि आज अगर दिन भर जो है वो जी बिल्कुल ट्रैफिक अभी स्मूथ है, क्योंकि अभी बारिश हल्की हुई है, पानी भी निकल गया है। लेकिन मैं जिस जगह पर खड़ा हूँ यहाँ के ये हालात हैं कि ट्रैफिक स्मूथ है, पानी निकला है। अभी अगर हम और आगे बढ़ेंगे, हम आपको कुछ देर में ऐसी भी तस्वीर दिखाएंगे कि नरसिंहपुर एक जगह है जो कि आगे है, वहाँ पर अभी भी बताया जा रहा है कि बहुत पानी भरा हुआ है। दर्जनों जो गाड़ियाँ हैं वो ख़राब हैं। जिस तरीके से अभी जो तस्वीर आपने देखी है कल शाम की, तो थोड़ी सी राहत की बात ज़रूर है कि अभी बारिश कम हो रही है, उसके वजह से ट्रैफिक स्मूथ है। लेकिन अगर बारिश ज़्यादा होती है और जैसे ये दिन बढ़ेगा, तो वैसे ही प्रशासन को बहुत मुस्तैद रहने की ज़रूरत है। अगर दिन बढ़ता है, ट्रैफिक और ज़्यादा हैवी होता है, और अगर बारिश होती है तो फिर से कल वाली तस्वीर देखने को मिल सकती है। लेकिन हम तो यही उम्मीद करेंगे कि ऐसी तस्वीरें, जो शर्मनाक तस्वीर है, वो दोबारा देखने को न मिले और प्रशासन मुस्तैद रहे ताकि लोगों को दिक्कत ना आए। अभी तमाम सारे लोगों से हमारी बात हो रही थी, उनका ये कहना है कि उनको कल गाड़ियां तक अपनी छोड़नी पड़ गई, इतना लंबा जाम यहां पर लगा हुआ था। इसी सड़क पर कल 5 से 10 किलोमीटर तक का लंबा जाम लगा हुआ था और ये कोई पहली बार नहीं है। 2016 में भी इसी तरीके का वाकया हुआ था। उस वक्त भी प्रशासन ने कहा था कि हम ऐसा बंदोबस्त करेंगे ताकि फिर इस तरीके का जाम न लगे। लेकिन आप देखें कि कल फिर से बारिश हुई और देर शाम को जो है वो लोगों को घंटों तक जो है वो सड़कों पर रहना पड़ा। सड़कें जो है नदियों में तब्दील हो गई थी कुछ देर के बारिश की वजह से। तो अभी हालात सामान्य हैं क्योंकि बारिश कम हुई है।
Right, roads turning into rivers, and like you're pointing out, no lessons have been learned. A similar situation that was seen in 2016. A lot of inconvenience caused to commuters. People had to leave their cars behind. 2 days of incessant rain in Uttar Pradesh has submerged many areas of the state. One of the worst affected has been Firozabad district, and the weather department is saying there's more to follow. Moderate rains expected over the next 36 hours. Breaking news coming in at the moment. Rupee opens at a record low of 81 rupees and 9 paise now against a US dollar. The rupee slides past the 81 mark for the very first time. We have my colleague Sakshi joining us. Sakshi, it was 80.28 yesterday and now we're seeing it's more than 81 rupees to a dollar.
That's right. Another day, another record low for the rupee. The rupee now, crosses the 81 to the dollar mark. Fresh record low for the rupee. This is the weakest ever opening for the rupee at 81 rupees to the dollar. Of course, yesterday everyone was saying that there is a weaker rupee in sight. Remember, we were saying 81 to the dollar is in sight after a fresh record low closing as well for the currency. So of course, currency concerns now mounting. This of course came after the Fed rate hike, an aggressive rate hike, and also projections of further rate hikes to battle inflation. Now, what does a weaker rupee mean for us? It means our imports become more expensive, and of course, it also means that a weaker rupee will now, experts believe, also look at impact how our domestic markets are performing. Of course, FI have also been selling, so there are various factors that are at the moment pressurizing the currency. NDTV has, of course, time and again been told by sources that the RBI will intervene, will avoid knee-jerk reactions for the currency. So more is awaited on that. But of course, 81 to the dollar now is the new normal, and we'll have to wait and watch on how we can tackle and what measures will be taken to look at strengthening the currency.
Right, Sakshi, what's led to this drastic fall that we're seeing, the lowest that we've seen the Indian rupee against the dollar, in fact, and of course, if you just take us through the kind of decline we've seen, about 6 to 7 rupees since the start of this year.
That's right. And also what we've seen is predominantly we've seen the dollar index surge. It has soared over a 2-decade high. And of course, that has led to our currency weakening against it. Now, this is not just, the rupee alone. We have obviously seen global currencies as well face some pressure. Remember, Putin's comments, put pressure on the UK pound, which tumbled to a 37-year low. So, of course, global currencies at this time and markets, for various reasons, of course, the risk of recession also being mentioned for global economies is now, which is what is going to be impacting the currency and the equity markets. So when you talk about factors alone, Divya, we've also seen, of course, we've seen the consistent rise in oil prices. Right now, of course, the trajectory over there is limited, but oil and the dollar index predominantly are the two factors. And the third factor really is the FI net outflows, right? The selling pressure there. While that is, of course, recent, all of these factors culminate and really are pressurizing our currency at the moment.
Right, Sakshi, thank you for getting us all those details. The rupee crashes to a new record low, over 81 rupees to a dollar, 81.09 to be precise. Moving on, after being edged out from power in Bihar, Amit Shah will be in Bihar today. This is the first time that the Union Home Minister will be in Bihar after losing power in the state. Amit Shah is on a two-day tour of the state where he is going to be addressing first a rally in Purnia and then he's going to go and review the political situation with the party legislators. He's expected to be in Kishanganj this evening and stay there overnight. And tomorrow also he will be meeting with Panchayat members. So sources have said that RJD Supremo Lalu Prasad Yadav and Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar will also be meeting with Congress President Sonia Gandhi, and that meeting is scheduled for about 6 p.m. on Sunday. Earlier, Nitish Kumar had also met with Rahul Gandhi during his previous trip.
हम लोग इतना ही चाहते हैं कि भाई अमित शाह जी अगर आ रहे हैं, देश के गृह मंत्री हैं, तो बताइए विशेष राज्य का दर्जा दीजिएगा कि नहीं दीजिएगा? आप बताओ विशेष पैकेज दोगे कि नहीं दोगे? और ये बात तो सब लोगों के मन में एक बात तो है ही कि भाई आने का मकसद क्या है? आने का तो यही मकसद है ना, जो समाज में जहर बोना है, एक दूसरे में झंझट पैदा करना है, बेकार की बातें करनी है, उल जुलूल बात करेंगे। अमित शाह जी आएंगे क्या बोलेंगे? जंगल राज आ गया, यही बोलेंगे, है ना? क्या बोलेंगे?
We have my colleague Manish joining us. Manish, so Amit Shah in Bihar for the first time since the alliance broke. What's on the agenda?
See, clearly somewhere he is trying to send a message that even though they have broke off or Nitish Kumar decided to kick them out of power in Bihar, but all is well. He is himself has taken the task of, rebuilding the party or, sending a message to the cadre. I have with me former Minister Ram Surat Rai who been in charge here. Ram Surat ji, Amit Shah ji के आने का खासकर पूर्णिया से ही क्यों वो अपनी यात्रा की शुरुआत कर रहे हैं?
पूर्णिया ही नहीं, पूरे बिहार की तैयारी हमारी चल रही है। अभी जस्ट पटना में हमारी तैयारी हुई थी, अभी पूर्णिया की तैयारी है, फिर अन्य जगहों पर तैयारी चलेगी। तो हम एक क्षेत्र की तैयारी नहीं करते हैं, हम पूरे बिहार और पूरे भारत की तैयारी करते हैं। तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक ऐसी पार्टी है जो पूरे देश पर काम करती है, संगठन का काम करती है।
नहीं, लेकिन ये कहा जा रहा है कि आएंगे, इससे सामाजिक तनाव, खासकर सांप्रदायिक तनाव और ज्यादा बढ़ेगा,
सामाजिक सौहार्द बढ़ेगा। इस रैली में मुस्लिम वर्ग के लोग भी आ रहे हैं, तमाम किशनगंज और पूर्णिया के लोग, मुस्लिम समुदाय के लोग सहयोग भी कर रहे हैं। लेकिन वैसे लोगों को खैर नहीं है जो रोहिंग्या है, जो बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठी हैं, जो गौ हत्या करते हैं, तस्करी करते हैं, ऐसे लोगों को खैर नहीं है। उनको संभल जाना चाहिए, इस देश इस राज्य को छोड़ देना चाहिए। जो हमारे मुस्लिम, हमारे बिहारी हैं, हमारे भारतवासी हैं, उनका स्वागत है, लेकिन रोहिंग्या का स्वागत नहीं है, घुसपैठी बांग्लादेशी घुसपैठियों का।
ये कहा जा रहा है कि नीतीश कुमार ने जब से आप लोगों के साथ संबंध हो रहा है, पार्टी में काफी ज्यादा डिमोलाइजेशन है।
कोई पार्टी हाई जोश में है। पार्टी जो हमारी है, एक सीट जीतने से न हम पराजय खुशी मनाते हैं, न गम मनाते हैं। निश्चित रूप से हमारी पार्टी अगली तैयारी कर रही है और गठबंधन के साथ साथ अकेले सरकार बनाने की तैयारी कर रही है।
So this was Mr. Ram Surat Rai, who is still claiming that even though Nitish Kumar decided to broke off with them, they are out of power, but the morale of cadre is still high. Divya?
Visits by Amit Shah are expected, and that's what Dr. Sanjay Jaiswal has been saying. We'll just get back to Manish for more on that. For now, we're sipping to a very short break. Lots more coming up on the other side. Welcome back. The Congress has launched the process of electing a new chief with two names certain to be in the contest. That's Ashok Gehlot and Shashi Tharoor. Now, Kamal Nath, former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, has reportedly joined the list as well. He's being considered and may contest. According to sources, more Congress leaders have emerged as possible aspirants for the role of the party president in the first election in over 20 years without any Gandhi as the default choice. Those include former Union Ministers Manish Tiwari and also former Madhya Pradesh CM Digvijay Singh, who who in an interview to NDTV suggested that he could be running for that post as well. Now, with Rahul Gandhi's clear message, follow one man, one rule post, Rahul Gandhi strongly indicated that Ashok Gehlot cannot keep two posts in case he wins. His rival Sachin Pilot may replace him as Rajasthan's Chief Minister, according to sources. Now, in the largest coordinated raids ever to be carried out in India, premises linked to Popular Front of India have been raided in 15 states. Over 100 top PFI leaders and functionaries have been arrested during these raids in Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Telangana, Karnataka, Delhi, as well as Tamil Nadu. Those raids that were carried out by the NIA and by the state police along with the ED. The NIA claims during the raids they found incriminating documents, cash, sharp-edged weapons, besides a large number of digital devices, and made those arrests for allegedly supporting terror activities. Amit Shah chaired a high-level meeting over the raids, while the PFI says that the action is a witch hunt, baseless and just sensational.
The biggest ever crackdown on the Popular Front of India and its political arm, the SDPI. Raids by the NIA, India's elite anti-terrorism force across the country. From Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Maharashtra, Assam, West Bengal, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, over 100 arrests.
ഫാഷിസത്തിന്റെ ഏറ്റവും ഭീരുത്വത്തിന്റെ മുഖം കൂടിയാണ് ഇതിലൂടെ പ്രകടമാകുന്നത്. ഭയപ്പെടുത്തലാണ് ഭരണകൂടം ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ഭരണഘടനയിൽ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളും ഭയപ്പെടാൻ പാടില്ല. ഭയപ്പെടുന്ന പ്രശ്നമില്ല. അതിജീവിക്കും ഫാഷിസത്തിന്റെ ഈ ക്രൂര വിനോദത്തെ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇത്തരം അനാവശ്യമായ വേട്ടയാടലുകളും അപരവൽക്കരണവും ഏജൻസികളെ അനാവശ്യമായി ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ധിക്കാരവും ഉപേക്ഷിച്ച് രാജ്യത്തിന്റെ ജനാധിപത്യ സംവിധാനത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് ഗൗരവത്തോടെ കാണാനും ഭരണഘടന ഉയർത്തിപ്പിടിക്കാനും ഒരു ഗവൺമെന്റിന് സാധ്യമാകേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. അതല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഭരണഘടനാ വിരുദ്ധമായ ദേശദ്രോഹപരമായ പ്രവർത്തനമാണ് ഗവൺമെന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന വസ്തുത പൊതുസമൂഹം തിരിച്ചറിഞ്ഞ് രാജ്യത്തെ രക്ഷിക്കാൻ സന്നദ്ധമാകേണ്ടതുണ്ട്.
The biggest crackdown in Kerala, seen as the PFI's base. The party's chairperson was arrested from his residence. Other top leaders also arrested, like the Delhi PFI chief from his residence.
उन्होंने कहा कि मुझे मिलना है परवेज साहब से. मैंने कहा कि वो बच्चों को स्कूल लेकर गए हैं. उन्होंने कहा कि मेरे पास वारंट पेपर है, मैं ऐसे नहीं आया हूँ.
क्या क्या ले गए आपके यहाँ से?
मेरे पास 2 मोबाइल लेकर गए हैं और कुछ पेपर वगैरह लेकर गए होंगे. मैं तो इधर.
और भाई परवेज को भी साथ ले गए क्या?
जी परवेज साहब को साथ लेकर गए हैं.
The national headquarters of the PFI in Delhi sealed. Similarly, offices were sealed across the country.
In a massive operation, National Investigating Agency, Enforcement Directorate and various state police organizations worked in 3 verticals and arrested 106 people related to PFI, out of which 45 have been arrested by NIA and they have registered 5 fresh cases.
Amid the crackdown, protests by PFI cadre across the country. They say this is to harass them and shut them down for political reasons. Asked about the raids during the Kerala leg of his Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi said there should be zero tolerance for all forms of communalism and violence.
All forms of communalism, all forms of violence, regardless of where they come from, are the same and should be combated. There should be zero tolerance on communalism regardless of where it's coming from.
I don't know, they are misusing the acts, National NIA Act, and they are doing it for quite a long time. So we are against that act. Only under that act they have arrested PFI. Without any charge, this act allows them to arrest all Muslims. The government is misusing it.
In New Delhi, the Home Minister met top officials to take stock of the raids. The Popular Front of India was founded in 2006 with the merging of organizations in several states, giving it a pan-India character. They describe themselves as a Muslim social organization fighting elections via their political wing, the SDPI. Their long-running feud with the BJP RSS, with clashes often turning violent, puts them in the crosshairs of the ruling establishment, which describes them as a terror outfit. Despite such allegations, they have not yet been banned. Now with these wide-ranging arrests, even without a ban, the future of PFI is in doubt. With Bureau Reports, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
Welcome back. In his strongest denunciation of the Russia-Ukraine war, India on Thursday strongly called for an end to the armed conflict. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar at the UNSC has said the situation was a matter of profound concern. Let's listen in.
The trajectory of the Ukraine conflict is a matter of profound concern for the entire international community. The future outlook appears even more disturbing. The nuclear issue is a particular anxiety. In a globalized world, the impact of the conflict is being felt even in distant regions. Clearly, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi has emphasized, this cannot be an era of war.
With us is Dheer Momaya, producer of the film, and Pannalin, director. Both of you are very warm welcome to NDTV and many congratulations on this massive announcement.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Mr. Nalin, first question to you. The internet called it a surprise selection. Would you like to tell them the achievements this film has already had in the past and its journey overall?
Yes, the reason we were surprised, and I think internet is also surprised, because I think quite a few people knew that the film has been doing around the world. You know, we did the world premiere at Robert De Niro's Tribeca Film Festival in New York, where we won Audience Award runner-up. And since then, it had won many awards, and It started theatrical release in Spain. So we were always we had our innermost desire that what can we do that India can discover this movie? How do we plan this? We don't have big stars. We don't have big studio, and we knew the number of Indians who saw the movie abroad. They were falling in love with the movie instantly. So now what Film Federation of India and their jury members have done is an incredible honor to us, that finally there will be an opportunity for whole of India to discover this film on 14th of October. So yes, it is a huge surprise.
Right. Dheer, if you can wear your producer's hat and answer this question, there were massive films that this film was competing with. Now, when I say massive, it's like films which are of a very massive scale. That's RRR, Brahmastra. What was the reaction like when you realized, okay, this is the one which has been selected, and after defeating all those massive films?
That's a good question. And we joke about it quite often, but I was quite sure that we were going to be India's entry.
Yeah, he was always sure.
I was sure.
I didn't believe it, but he was always sure.
And I don't really look at Twitter and stuff much, because you know how it is. There's a lot of comments are made which are unsolicited, and the reason is that we've been working on this film for the last 5 years now, Nalin, and the partners that we've been able to add to this film over the last few years have been incredible. We have Orange Studio, which is our international sales agent and was one of the financiers on the film. Orange Studio has won multiple Oscars before this, multiple Academy Awards for films like The Artist and The Father. So close to about 8 Academy Awards just in the last 5-7 years. Forget the stuff before that. And after our premiere at Tribeca, we had Samuel Goldwyn Films, who acquired the film for the US. And Peter Goldwyn, who runs Samuel Goldwyn Films. This is a legacy company that has also won multiple Oscar nominations and awards over the last few years. And one of the reasons that they pushed to acquire this film is because they know what the value that this film has and why they think that voting members of the Academy will love this film. So while it may be a surprise to most Indian people, we were quite sure, all our international partners, and this is the first time that either of these two, either Orange Studio or Samuel Goldwyn Films, have acquired an Indian film. So they knew the potential that it has, not only for the Academy Award, but for audiences worldwide.
Sure.
So from that perspective, I was quite sure.
Right. Mr. Pan, the film actually revolves around a young boy who's absolutely mesmerized by films, and it is your story. If you can tell us about the struggle that you've had and how you were mesmerized for the very first time when you saw the big screen.
Yeah, I grew up in a countryside in Kathiawad in Saurashtra. I didn't speak any English, and we lived in a remote countryside, and my parents very rarely went to see movie. So, but one day when they decided,
to go and see a film, and I asked why, and he said, okay, it's a religious film. So I said, oh, I understand. So we went to see a film called Jai Mahakali. Okay. And I had a Lumiere brother-like experience when Kali came on the screen and there was a crash zoom. I literally went under the chair. And the same day when we were riding back on the train to our village, I told my father, I want to become cinema. I want to make films. I want to do something like that. And he was very upset. And after that, I started skipping school and going to Amreli to watch movies next to, my school
Would
was
you
in a
also
town.
bribe the projectionist?
Yes. So I had a school lunch box, and once without ticket, I was kicked out of the cinema hall.
Right.
And projectionist was sitting outside smoking BD, and I didn't know he was a projectionist. So, I had no appetite because I was thrown out of the film. And he ate my lunch, and my mother was a great cook. So he fell in love with food, and he said, come with me to the projection room. And I went, and he said, look, we can make a deal. You give me every day your school lunch box and I will let you watch the film. And this is how the friendship sort of blossomed between us, and my love for cinema from there on was unstoppable. I was mesmerized, and I knew I never wanted to do anything in my life except make movies, tell stories.
Right. Dheer, do you have any idea of kind of films that will be competing against, some names if you have any?
Yeah, we have actually a few, because we're people who go to Cannes every year, and we've seen some of the Cannes winners from different countries. So I think there's a Swedish film this year which is really good, which is Frans Oslin's new movie, I think. Then there's Waiting to Leave. What is it called? The other one?
Decision to Leave.
Decision to Leave.
From South Korea.
From South Korea. So I think there's going to be quite a good few films out there. But given the track record that Samuel Goldwyn has, and given the track record that Orange has, we are quite confident that, we will fight and get that nomination, and obviously, post that to win. Nothing can be said, you really can't say anything, and it will always go anyway. But the kind of film that this is, and the themes that are explored in this film, it will speak to any cinema lover across the world. It speaks to entrepreneurs, it speaks to old people, to young people. It's really just a universally lovable movie, right? And audiences worldwide, regardless of age, race, creed, or caste, have loved the film. So from that perspective...
Yes, I mean, of course, every year, there's been never an easy year at Oscar. The competition is always tough. I would say it's much more tougher in international feature category, because you are competing with 100 plus countries, bringing best of their cinema. So, but we will do our best. We believe in our film, and we'll try to show it to maximum people. And we are kind of lucky, feel blessed that we have Samuel Goldwyn as our distributor, who believes in the film, as much as we believe. So, and they believe, I think, more than us, maybe. They call it serious contender, and it's like, don't worry, guys. We have to do what we do best. We must make sure every Academy member watches the film. They are also going to do theatrical release, the dates and all being planned right now. It will also coincide with a very big release in Japan on 20th January 2023. So, the 24th November, we have a very big release in Italy. So I think the film will be talked about, and it will attract Academy members in countries like Japan, Italy, and France to also watch it.
Sure. And could you also tell us the experience that the actors are having, because definitely a big day for Gujarati cinema as well. And how are actors reacting, if you could talk to any of those?
Oh, the actors are, just cannot believe. They are hugging us and crying and weeping, and many of our kids, mainly Bhavin Rabari, who plays the lead role, he is still in his village, and we are, sort of holding him back. Our other two actors are in Ahmedabad. One, Richa Meena, who plays mother's role, she's here, because they were all purely chosen on their talent. They were all struggling like crazy, in the industry, so they just can't believe that suddenly what they did with us as a team member is getting, they knew it, they are getting worldwide recognition. Like Bhavin Rabari comes from a Rabari community. They are camel herders in Kathiawad. And all these kids are from Kathiawad. They are non-actors. They went through workshop with Dilip Shankar, and did amazing job. But he won Best Actor Award in Dallas in the US, and we knew, sometimes we used to feel sad that no one is talking about Bhavin Rabari in India America, they are talking about it, you know. People were not yet talking about our movie, even when we won Golden Spike at Valladolid Seminci, which is a 66-year-old festival, where last person to win award was Mr. Mrinal Sen 45 years ago. And after 45 years, we were the first Indian film to win award. But we were just disheartened that because we don't have big star, you know, here is a young producer making his third film. So no one really cared for us, you know.
But now you have big stars and of course a big producer and big director yourself.
And we're also, I must add that we're really lucky to have Roy Kapoor Films and Sid Roy Kapoor, who has bought the film, who's our producing partner in India, presenting the film in India. He's obviously the chairman of the Producers Guild, and his experience, vast experience with cinema has pushed us, you know, to push out a good release on October 14th. So when the film does come out on October 14th, it's really, you know, we hope that people will go watch it.
And that was very reassuring for us when Sid Roy Kapoor and his team came on. And as I told you earlier, when Mr. Ashutosh Gawarikar saw the film, and he told Dheer, prepare your tuxedo, you are going to Oscar. That was 5 months ago.
Is what I was going to ask. Are your tuxedos ready now?
Ask him.
Yeah, we're getting there. I think we're putting everything into place now, but more importantly, there's a long way to go, but we are confident that we will win that nomination.
Sure. Thank you so very much, both of you gentlemen, for talking to us. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.